Hello everyone, welcome back to the Know Your Dough Show, your favorite FDIC inspired show on everything you need to know finance. Today we're going to be talking about financial ratios.
After watching this video, you'll be able to understand financial ratios, how to calculate financial ratios, and understand how they impact your creditworthiness.
Alright, so I know what you might be asking. What even is a financial ratio? I'll tell you. This is basically how lenders assess whether or not you're responsible enough to pay back your loans. Is it an accurate assumption if you're responsible or not? Not necessarily. I know plenty of irresponsible people who pay their loans off on time, and I know plenty of responsible people who just don't have the money. That being said, it is a relatively accurate way for them to assess risk. And so what they do is they get your financial ratio and they minimize their risk of loaning you money by denying or accepting whether or not to loan you money based off of your predictability on whether or not you're going to pay them.
3 financial ratios we're going to discuss today include the debt-to-income ratio, debt-to-assets ratio, and debt-to-limits ratio. The debt-to-income ratio measures your monthly debt payments against your monthly gross income. Your debt-to-assets ratio measures your liabilities to your assets, with liabilities being money you owe, such as student loans, car payments, etc., and assets being property owned, savings, etc., and your debt-to-limits ratio measures your amount of credit to your credit limit.
It's time for us to go to school. Welcome to math class, where we're going to actually calculate an example of a debt-to-income ratio. So let's say I pay $1,500 each month for a home loan and $150 each month for a car loan, and my monthly income is $4,500. So what I want to do is divide the total, which is $1,650, the total amount I have to pay for my loans, divided by my monthly gross income, and I'll get around 0.366 or 36.6%. That's my debt-to-income ratio. Now, a high debt-to-income ratio is usually a sign of poor financial health because it means you're in debt more than you're actually getting money.
To calculate your debt-to-assets ratio, divide your total liabilities by your total assets. For example, if your total liabilities, or amount of money you owe, adds to $75,000 and your total assets adds to $300,000, or items of value, you will divide $75,000 by $300,000 to get 0.25, or a debt-to-assets ratio of 25%. Again, a higher percentage is not good news.
Finally, if you want to calculate your debt-to-limit ratio, so this is directly involving you and your credit card, the first thing you want to do is see how much your actual credit card balance is. So let's say I have a $450 credit card balance, and then I find my credit card limit, or the maximum, which is $2,500 in this case. What I'm going to do is divide the $450 by $2,500, and that gives me 0.18, or 18%. Any percentage below 30% is considered healthy, financially healthy. So if you're above that, you're in the danger zone. If you're below that, you're good.
As previously mentioned, financial ratios are examined by lenders to see if you are a relatively safe investment or a relatively risky investment, and if you will likely pay back your borrowed loan or not repay your loan, in which case they may not lend to you. By being proactive rather than reactive, being consistent, being reasonable, and being responsible, you are on track to having a high credit score and being deemed creditworthy. We hope you have a good understanding of common financial ratios, how to calculate financial ratios, and how financial ratios impact your creditworthiness.
Thank you so much for coming here today to watch our video on financial ratios. It's a real page turner, I know. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching the Know Your Dough Show. This has been Landon.
And Ava.
And we're here to make sure that you know your dough.